Welcome students. In this lecture, we are studying what is federalism and what are its significant features. Well, all around the world if you see, there are at least 25 countries who have opted for federalism. Now, you must be thinking what actually it is. Why are people opting it? Well, let me explain you. Federalism is a system in which the division of power takes place between the center and the constituent units. So, what does it mean? Now, for example, if in case of Belgium, Sri Lanka or India we see what has happened. Like, let's just take an example of Belgium, which you read in your previous chapter on power sharing. Before 1993, Belgium was having regional government, was having central government, but regional government was not having lot of power. But after 1993, what started happening, student? After 1993, Belgium regional government started having more power, and that power came because of change in constitution. So the constitution gave the regional government power to be independent, to take its own decision. That is federalism. When there is division is happening between center and the state is not answerable for everything to the center. It can take its own decision. That is the crux of federalism. Don't we have the same thing in India? Well, we do, but it is little complicated, which we will deal in my next video. But generally speaking, students, if we talk about the few characteristics, we see federalism is a system in which there is a central government, like how we have New Delhi, and then there are state governments, like we have various states, 29 states in India. There is division of power that is happening. The center and state have their own jurisdiction. Now, what do you mean by own jurisdiction, by the way? Jurisdiction is the area of control. There are certain things which only the center government can do. Acts related to national security, power, foreign relations, etc. But there are certain things which the state is allowed to do. Irrigation things, agriculture, power projects, etc. So this is how there is division which is happening. Third, the court which is present in a country can interpret the powers mentioned in the constitution. Powers are separately mentioned for the state government and for the center government. Both can execute their powers. Their financial authority, finance is very important, financial authority of center and state is clearly mentioned in constitution. So each can take care of their financial authority. Also, all of this creates a kind of a scenario in which there is regional identity which is protected. Why? Because there are so many states. Punjab with beautiful songs, celebrations of Lohri, beautiful agricultural land. Rajasthan with their own cultural uniqueness. So in federalism, each state can maintain its identity beautifully. But at the same time, there is this national unity which is maintained. So this is the beauty of federalism, where you can have regions as well as the center together. Also, student, any change that has to be made in the constitution cannot be made without the acceptance of state government. This is the key to federalism. So, if a boundary needs to be changed, if a new name has to be given to a state, or a language has to be changed, all of this would require that state government acceptance. Not just the center government can come one day and bring the change. That is not federalism. Also, the last point, when there is a division of power existing in a country, it simply means that the state has its own authority and it's not answerable. It's not answerable to whom? To center. Yes, student. So state can have its own authority without being answerable to the center. Isn't it a very unique quality that has been generated? Now you must be thinking that which all countries in the world are having this kind of federalism? Well, there are many. For example, Switzerland, Australia, India, Belgium, etc. But is it the same in case of all countries? So the federation that we are talking about, if we see and divide it, it can be of two types. And it's very interesting to know that. What is the first type, student? The first type is known as holding together federation, and the second is known as coming together federation. Now, what does it mean? Well, holding together itself certifies that, so the states which are existing in a particular country, what do they do in a holding together system? The country or the nation in itself divide the power amongst various constituent units, right? So division comes from the center. For example, in context of India, you can take this example. You can take this example in case of Belgium also. So what happened? Now the center, New Delhi, is giving powers to various states, to 29 states. Yes, in this context what happens, students? The center is having more power as compared to vis-a-vis state. Why do you say that? Well, I will talk to you in the next video and give you various examples that how in India the center sometimes has more power than the state because we are a holding together federation. So is the case with Belgium. But when we come to coming together federation, there is a difference. Why? Because here what has happened, various units, various state or units have come together to share their sovereignty but maintain their identity to the center. They are maintaining their individual identity but they are sharing their sovereignty so that there is a big unit, but at the same time they are individually equally secure. For example, USA, Switzerland, right? So these two states you see, the individual states are equally powerful. USA, the state has a citizenship and the country USA has a citizenship. So there is double citizenship. In India we don't have it. If you are a person who is a Rajasthani, you will not have a Rajasthani citizenship and an Indian citizenship. No, because you come from a holding together federation where there is a different way of dividing power. Here the center, New Delhi, is strong. On the other hand, in USA and Switzerland, it is the state is equally strong as the center. This is the difference, and for further, we will talk about how India is a unique federation. So stay tuned.